All right. It went through the hard drive test without any issues at all. Sorry about the noise there. I'm getting the speakers connected, so maybe we can get some sound on this thing. But the hard drive tested without any trouble at all. What a weak sound. Sound works though. Okay. With the hard drive working, we will continue on. I have a couple benchmarks on this USB drive. I'll plug him into the motherboard and then let's look at the PC Mark 04, which is for Windows 2000 or Windows XP. This requires Internet Explorer 6 or better. I don't care, we're not going to do that. Um, 3D Mark 05 may not work properly because DirectX 9 isn't installed. But let's install the I have a registration code for that. This is found on a PC Mark's site. I guess it's Future Mark. Doing this one-handed is kind of slow. For me, anyway. Let's see if it'll take that with no capitals. Oh, purchase later. I don't care about the README either. Well, let's see how far that Future Mark. Let's see how far PC Mark 04 can go. That'll be a nice stress test on this computer. We'll let it run and see what happens. Yeah, this is real fun to watch. I'll come back once it has some figures up for us. Well, that's interesting. It tried audio compression and just shut off. I'll take the postcard out. I don't think we need that anymore. Not right now. Looks like I need to see about getting DirectX 9 and all of that to install on this machine. Well, let's make sure he fires back up. Looks like he does. Windows is probably going to freak out that it is shut down. Well, he's starting up. Looks like without too much trouble. See if it pops an error message when it pops up. It has a startup sound. That kind of surprised me. Okay, it looks fine, but let me find all that, the DirectX and media player and all of that for this. I'm not comfortable with connecting this to the internet, so we'll see if we can't find the install files that we can carry over to this machine. Okay. Internet Explorer, I'm not sure if it's Internet Explorer 6, but Internet Explorer was in the Windows 2000 setup files, and I just had it install those from the disk, which is still in the drive, as you can see there. The USB has DirectX 9. It says June 2010 SDK. Just put them there. It's fine. A lot of cabinet files. A lot of x64 stuff for 64-bit versions of Windows. Because this would have been right around the time that those started coming out. But this is not. This is a 32-bit machine, as far as I know. Alright, now that that is extracted, let's find the executable. That looks promising. Okay. Well, let's see what PC Mark has to give us. Have to figure out the DirectX thing here in a little bit. I'm going to stay with you while this goes through, just to see if it shuts itself off again. It doesn't have any of that stuff installed. Well, back to the drawing board. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, let's put it right on the desktop. Who cares? There we go. DirectX 9.0C. Looks like it's actually going to install. Okay, it's just going to restart. All right, we're rebooted. We might as well get Media Player 9 on here. Sure. It's a very early 2000s install screen. With the almost monochromatic blue with all the wavy lines and things. Fine, sure. Is it going to play something? Goodbye. Just needed it on there. Still don't have Internet Explorer on here. Well, not Internet Explorer 6 anyway. Clean up the desktop. Don't need that shortcut. Help about Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer 5. It wants Internet Explorer 6. That's fun. Well, maybe that won't matter. Let's see what happens. See if it found anything. It should just pop up with the one message instead of 4. Needs Internet Explorer 6 or newer. Media Encoder 9. Media Encoder 9. Okay. Let's run it anyway. Just file compression and encryption test. Image processing. While doing file decompression at the same time. Just seeing how well it performs various just normal computer tasks and things. File decryption. This is about where it shut off the entire machine last time. Maybe just after this one. Yeah, audio conversion. That's what it did. Just locked itself down and shut itself off. This is going to take some more work. Well, may have been messing around with this for a bit, but let's keep at it. Let me try to find that other stuff. We'll see if we can't get at least a benchmark going. Okay, we got those bits of software installed. This shouldn't give us any problems now. I mean, it could still just shut down the system, but it should have all the software it's looking for. We'll see if it comes up with any messages. Yep, it just came up. Let's try running this one more time. If it shuts down the entire machine, I'm going to run up memtest 86 on it, because I think that's more likely than processor or something else. And I only think that because I already have one bad stick of DDR memory. Known bad. There it is, going through the second test. This is the third one now. Both of those two tasks seem to be close to neck and neck, like they're going to finish about the same time. File decryption, it always went through before. Now that it has the media encoder software, it should go through this next test without too much trouble. The line's filling up, and there it goes. Well, okay. I believe I have a MemTest image on the GoTech here. We're going to boot that up and let it go. I'll do that right now. MemTest 86. Right there. It wants to boot from CD. I want it to boot from floppy. Oh, we don't have one of those. Advanced first boot device. Floppy. Then CD. Then hard drive. What else do we have? Hey. You can boot from USB. That's neat. Let's save. Pop this USB stick out of there. Boot MemTest. 1. There it goes. This is going to take a while. If it does anything, or when it gets done, I'll come back on. He passed the memory test just fine. Then I had the idea. The processor was not running at the speed it should have been, which could have caused issues. So I put a different processor on this motherboard. As you see, it's a Duron. Well, it's a Duron 1200. And it ran through the test just fine. Now, with that being known, let's see if it'll do 3D Mark 05. We should meet the specifications to do that. Once the install's here. Okay, that's fine. I'm not sure what that means. A file didn't register or unregister. There's a problem with this Windows installer package. DLL required to install cannot be run. Okay, whatever. Bye. Okay, well, he's not going to run that. An error occurred while initializing FutureMark system info. Please make sure the software is properly installed. For latest FutureMark system info, please see futuremark.com. System info error. Who knows? Okay then. I guess that doesn't seem to work. But PC Mark launches just fine. I might try the 3D Mark 03 instead of 05. It might run a little better. We'll run through these tests here. But they do seem to run through okay. Well, this part of the test is pretty cool, I guess. Uh-oh, black screen. I think that's intentional. $2039 PC marks, whatever that means. But yeah, it went through the test just fine. Well, I think this machine is running more stable. 3D Mark 05 just isn't, but I just may not be able to run on this hardware and Windows 2000 install. Just take him off the system. But I thank you for joining me in this part of the adventure. And I hope you have a nice evening.